I was born in the Congo. My family migrated to Denmark in 2004, and I was around 6, 7 years old. Growing up in Denmark was different culturally, the norms, the language, the people that I have around me it was different. And it was something that I had to adapt to quick. And like growing up, it was tough, I faced a lot of racism. My family faced a lot of racism. So I grew up in a city where my family was the only black people in that city. And the high school that I went to, it was only me, my sister, and one other guy. We were the only black people out of like 600, 700 students. So it came with a lot of, adversity that I had to face. In the beginning, it was hard. Like in school, people would always treat me differently. So every time I stood up for myself, or if I saw something that I didn't like, I would always get in trouble. Whether if I was trying to protect my siblings, I would always get in trouble for that. My siblings will always get in trouble. They would always have to call my mom. My mom has to leave work, come to the school, speak, to the teachers or anything like that. So it was always like a conflict between, students and me and my siblings and me and the teacher. And then, have to go home, try to explain it to my mom, because she experienced racism too at her workplace, but she couldn't understand that we were experiencing racism where like, younger people were, bullying us. She just couldn't understand that. She would understand if it was older people, but this was like 4th, 5th grade. So she was like, there's no way. She didn't understand that. So sometimes we just had to like carry the pain within ourselves without even like telling our mother what we experienced, because sometimes she just didn't understand. I remember one day, I was in school and my best friend and we were doing our homework. And I asked her, I was like, let me do your paper and I want to see like the feedback that the teacher's gonna give you. So I did her paper and I did my own paper as well. And she got like the best feedback. I turned in my paper. I got like the worst feedback, knowing that I did both papers. So it was just like, to tell you how people view you different just because of your skin color or maybe where you come from. Sometimes when you go through hard times, you just gotta be calm in the storm, let someone else handle the situation and just stand still. I felt like me just trusting in God, trusting that, I was going to overcome the situation, made me feel better. I could breathe in this storm. Even though it was tough, many times I questioned myself. I questioned the people around me. I questioned the teachers. But at some point, I just had to like stand still, know that everything is happening. And even though I felt like everybody was going against me, I just had to be still, like just to sit and watch and just, let people do what they had to do, but knowing that God was gonna handle the rest of it. I feel like I have always been like good or decent in school without having to put in as much work as everybody else around me. And like, basketball was just an add-on to that. I was so good at it at that point and people could not do anything but just to respect me. And now people start to translate like into, okay, now we have to treat her differently. Now we have to look at her in a different way, because now I was also competing with guys. So in that way, like people start to have more and more and more respect. But that's when I was like in high school, when people kind of like start to change and start to view me in a different way. It was hard many times, but through sports, I kind of learned how to overcome all those things because people started to see me, like as something greater, and people start to like stop having like stereotypes. So because of sports, it kind of helped me to overcome all those things. And now people just started to treat me as a regular person because I was so good at basketball. Basketball really got me through a lot. And playing for the national team was, it was an honor. Me representing Denmark was just another opportunity where I could actually raise my voice. Basketball really like separates a lot of things for me. People don't just look at my skin color, but they look at who I am as a person. It's bigger than black, white, blue, green, whatever. So people look at me as, for who I was as a person and not just the skin colors. Right now, I don't think you'll find the same team as you would back in time. Like, it's so different. There's so many different people on the team from different cultures, speak different languages, and it only makes the game more fun when you have, people that can connect, from different culture. Because, like, yeah, I might be from a different country, but we're not that different, when you look at it, we're not that different. Like now, when I go back and I ask some of my friends, like I will ask them, so why would you treat people in a certain way? Like, why have you changed? They all say it's because what the media portray or what they see or learn through, their parents or teachers, like what they have been taught. So I feel like it's not like the kids' fault, but it's like what they have around them, So I feel like education is very important. Moving forward, if we want to limit racism, we have to educate people. Many people don't really realize how hard it is to not have anything. Most of those people, they grow up in an environment where, you have to take care of yourself starting from an early age. Maybe you're like 4 or 5 years old, you gotta take care of your siblings. That's, 2 years. So it's a kid taking care of another kid. So I just want to help them, anything I can do, and like wherever it is, with whatever I have, I want to help to give back, because I know the pain, I know the struggle, and I understand where these people come from. So, I have a lot of young girls like reaching out to me, seeking for help. And, it's hard, still being in college, trying to, make it, and still having to go back and try to help other people. So actually, I have started a non-organization company where I help recruiting different players from the Congo, where I'm from, help donate shoes, clothes, anything, any resources that they need. So I help to donate that. I will do anything, especially when I finish college. That's when I can really like dig into what I want to do. I will do anything I can do to help them.